I remember in Cujo, do you remember that scene?
I just saw it, and I didn't know I was... Yes, say
he
it.
starts saying, I want my daddy, and I said, all right, I'll get to your father, right?
And then you start crying. You kind of go, I'll get to your father. Like you're emotional, like, but you couldn't take it anymore. It was awesome.
Came to me the next day and said, Dee, we need you to look at the dailies from yesterday. It's such a powerful scene, but we think we might cut it because we're afraid people won't like you.
Fuck, they didn't.
So I never watched dailies, but I said, okay. And I went to Dan Blatt, our beloved producer, and I said, Dan, if you cut that scene, you're crazy. There's not a parent in the world that hasn't felt that moment. And they kept it in, and it was the most well-reviewed scene in the movie.
That movie, you know what's funny? I swear to God, I wouldn't bring it up if I didn't mean it. I have horror movie nights every Tuesday night with my friends. It's the guys' horror movie nights, and we watch horror movies. And I go,
well, you've seen a lot of me.
Oh yeah. I go, have you guys ever seen Cujo? And they're like, no. I'm like, are you fucking? I go, you're fucking kidding me? You never seen Cujo? And they go, yeah, let's watch. I go, all right, cool. Look, I remember this movie being intense, and I loved it. It may not hold up, I don't know, but let's watch it. And everybody unanimous. It was, boy, did it hold up.
Yeah, it does.
And it was, you know why? It was
really
because of the acting. That little
Danny
boy,
Pintaro.
Danny Pintaro.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Thank God I got that kid for that role because it was just him and me and him and me.
I couldn't believe the things that he was doing, like almost dead.
Well, and what was funny was because I'm, it's why I play mothers. I get very motherly with all these kids. And I said, okay, Danny, now tomorrow we're going to do the scene where you have to do the seizure. So do you want to rehearse it? Are you afraid of any? He says, oh, that happened to me when I was little. You want to see? And he goes right into it. And I went, I so do not have to worry about this freaking kid at all.
Really?
Yeah, he was just an old soul.
How much did you hate being in that car?
And if I never see another Pinto again in my life, it will be too soon.
How many days do you think you filmed in the Pinto?
Oh, we were in the Pinto half
the movie.
The shooting. Yeah.
Once you hit the halfway point, the rest of it in the Pinto.
Yeah, and a lot of people think we were dying of the heat. We were actually really, really cold because it was in Northern California in November and December.
My God! And they used how many? They used a mechanical dog. They used a bunch of different dogs.
Okay.
I read stuff, but I don't know if it's true.
Okay. Yeah. There were 13 dogs that played Cujo. All trained to go after toys.
St. Bernards.
Because you can't overwork a dog. You can overwork an actor.
Yes.
And they treated me for exhaustion for 3 weeks after that film. But there were 13 dogs that played Cujo. Gary Morgan was our wonderful stuntman, and he didn't do that much in the movie. The real dogs did almost every shot.
You know what's crazy about that movie? As much as you care for you guys, you really feel bad for the dog.
Yeah.
Like that dog is a mess. All the shit that they put on it. And you just like, especially if you're a dog lover. You saw these, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
When Cujo dies, you're like, it wasn't Cujo's fault. He had rabies, and it was like his mind was gone.
And that's why we had to really create so much terror and horrible things that Cujo had done in order to get to that last scene where he's coming through the door, through the broken glass, So the audience goes, yeah, shoot him because Danny's going to die.
You have to do it.
Right.
That's amazing. It's amazing how that moment, you have to have that moment.
In the book, Danny dies.
Really?
And Stephen King.
Oh, yeah. I knew that, yeah.
Stephen King called Dan Blatt and said, thank God you didn't kill the kid at the end of it.
You couldn't do that.
He never got more hate mail in his life than when he killed Danny at the end of Cujo.
Really?
That's what I was told.